I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen, when you're looking at muscle cars, classic cars, any kind of those investment grade cars, they all have different levels of those things. One of the things that's an important part of the ascending or descending pricing and value of these things is documentation. So if you find a car that you love, like this is an incredibly great looking car, right? Love Cranberry Red, love white stripes, love white interior, throw in a 4-speed as well, right? But documentation is the key. So, you know, everybody always says, well, do you have a build sheet? Do you have this? Do you have that? Especially if you're selling LS6 cars or something like that. You know, it's very important. GM of Canada cars, though, automatically come with something, and they have historical records. This car, although built in the US, right, they did export to Canada, and they're back and forth and what have you. This car was originally built and sent to Canada, which is awesome. And the reason why it's awesome is, first off, it's come back home here, hopefully to your home. Second, it comes with documentation from GM of Canada authenticating it to be an original SuperSport, because you can't tell from the cal tag or the VIN number if the cars, these Chevelles, were originally SuperSports. You just can't tell in the 70 model that we're talking about right now. And you can't tell what color they were, you can't tell a lot of those things. Well, I guess you could tell from the cal tag of that, but you don't know for sure, because all it is a V8 Chevelle. Here we have nice documentation, we have GM of Canada printout for exactly what this car is, and we have history. We have matching numbers, and we have a 4-speed, and we have a great car, and I want to spend some time show you that, so that when you buy something like this, right, and you put it in your life, you know that this should continue to go up in value. You say, well, Tone, how could you possibly know this is going to go up in value? You're right. I could possibly not know that because I can't see the future, but I do know this. These cars are selling at a lot more money than they were when they were brand new. So clearly it's been doing this the whole time. And what cooler thing to own than to drive a car like this, right, and still have it go up in value? Nothing in the world really does that, where you can take it out, have some fun, and what have you, while it continues to appreciate, all right? All right, so let's start with some paint. Cranberry Red, I told you earlier that I love this. I'm sorry if I keep droning on about it, but look at this. You need to make sure that the cars that you're looking at other the areas, that you can read those letters crystal clear. Crystal clear, not that you can see the letters, crystal clear. You should be able to see leaves on the trees. You should be able to see what kind of camera or what the brand of their jacket is or whatever that is in the pictures they're taking for you crisply. And the reason why that's important is because the crisper the image, the better the paint quality. All paint's going to reflect some, but the crisper the image, the better the paint quality. This car here, right, as well as having stripes on it, they're clear coated over. You say, well, that's really great. So what? You're right. So what? The difference is, I'm thinking long term for you, and I'm thinking about you trading the car back to me in a year, 2 years, or 5 years, and getting something else. By clear coating over the stripes and things like that, we're able to wash and wax the car as much as we want without tearing at the stripes and wearing them up and making the car look ugly. So the clear coat's over top. So the way they start is they do the base coat, wet sand it, get it all nice and smooth. Then they go ahead and lay on the white, wet sand it one more time, and then they clear the whole car, right? And that way you can barely feel the stripes in the paint, and they last for a really long time. Added new chrome and stainless. Now we want to complete the car, we want to make this a show car. So what do? So we go ahead and we make sure that we don't put wheels and tires that are oversized on the car. We can put bigger wheels and tires on this car if you want to. Some people love to do that, but this set here happens to be authentic. These are date correct. Goodyear wide treads, we call them Polyglas. And so they're the right size wheel, they're not oversized, and they're period correct reproductions of these tires, so that you can have that look if you want to go to a car show or something like that, all right? Correct call outs, no extra emblems, no extra decals, new mirrors and door handles. This trim upgrade here, right? And we come back to the stripes in the back, and the stripes are done correctly. A lot of times you'll see people do incorrect stripes, so they come on down here and it bleeds underneath the trunk lid. Not supposed to do that, supposed to stop right here, right? SS pad like it's supposed to be, the correct oval SS tips. One important feature of these SS cars, and especially this here, especially, is the F41 suspension. Standard on the SS package, so it has a sway bar below, boxed in control arms there, and the 12-bolt rear showing down. It's nicely detailed under there. If you want to take it to a car show, you could. If you want to just drive it, you can do that as well, which I just love to do. Is I love to take these things out for a drive, because they just make a feel and a sound that today's modern car doesn't make. All right, so let's take a peek under here. I love hood pins. I got to be honest with you. I want hood pins on my coffin, is how much I love hood pins. I like to put hood pins on everything. I sometimes will have hood pins in my breakfast. You can't have too many hood pins. All right, so let's take a peek under here. All right, and look at some options. Some options are things like power steering. You know, power steering is not standard on Chevelles. Disc brakes are standard on Chevelle SuperSports, but not power disc brakes. This has power disc brakes as well. All right, tower clamps like it's supposed to have here. A little more of the authenticity of the engine compartment. Correct cowl induction air cleaner. It's got the battery topper on it to make it look more authentic, but it also gives you a modern air. One thing I'd like to point out is, if Colin come over here, is it has the AC Delco wires, but it also has exhaust manifolds and doesn't have you know, something like headers or what have you. Not that I'm against headers, but if we're having an authentic car, this is an authentic car, down to the tower clamps and things like that. So if you want to go to a car show, opening the hood in here with the correct valve covers, the hoses and things like that, it looks really nice under here. All right, so let's come on here and let's see some of the detail back here. All right, so I took the trunk mat out of here, and I wanted to show you that I saved these right here. This is so cool. I love the reason why this car is authentic, I think because when we got it, it was down to, this had the original valve covers still in it. Okay, they were a little bit pitted, all right, but they have the spot welds where the oil drippers were. You don't get them anymore like that. But this is the original set, and if you wanted to take them out and have them re-chromed, you could, but I put new ones on so it would look nice under the hood. But these original ones come with it. These are original 50-year-old valve covers, which are kind of cool. But anyway, come back in here for a second. This will have a nice trunk mat in it when you're done. But I wanted you to see how nicely restored things are. This has a new trunk pan in it. You can see that it's sealed properly. New weather stripping. It's got the nice stickers here like it's supposed to. This is supposed to be stuck up. We'll do that. See, that's the good news about doing a video like this, is you get to see that not everything on these cars is perfect. But it's almost perfect and it's almost fun. And if you want to replace an emblem or a decal or something like that, that's the kind of therapy that I enjoy when I do these cars if I own one of them. I don't want to wire the dash. I don't want to rebuild the engine. I probably can't do any of that stuff. But I do know how to replace weather stripping. I do know how to replace some decals or some emblems or something. And for me, like, that's therapy in my garage. I love to do those things. All right, so come on in here. All right. The Chevelles have really become more and more popular than even the Camaros now, because as we're getting older, it's nice to be able to have some room to take another couple out to dinner in here. Can you imagine how different the dinner experience would be, taking your kids out, taking another couple out in the Chevelle? Because this car drives really like kind of a newer car, and then the fact that everybody can get in, you can go for a ride, pull up to the place. And this is the best part about that. And I know we're supposed to be talking about the interior and I get off track, but the part I love most is when you go to dinner in one of these cars and the valet puts it out front. Stand there for a second, don't go inside right away, and you hear everybody walk out and go, wow, what's that? Oh, it's a Chevelle. Oh man, I rode around with one of those in Jimmy in high school, or oh, I've always wanted to get one of those. And you'll see, man, people love these cars. And they love these cars because it reminds them of a different time. And when I get in these cars and I drive them home, or I go to a car show or something like that, it absolutely transports me to a different time. And what I like to do is shut my cell phone off, man. Like on a Friday, if I want to drive this to work, or I'm at work, so let's say I want to drive home, I'll call whoever it is that I'm on my way home. I'll say, listen, I'll see you in a little bit. I shut the cell phone off and I stop getting my text messages, my emails, my Twitter feeds. It is so digital and so connected all day long. I disconnect for a few minutes, and this transforms my entire day, and it is like therapy. So I get in here, it's cool. I got my old school radio here if I want to, but I also hide a modern radio in the glove box because I like to have my tunes, and those tunes are rolling out as I'm wheeling on down the road. This has the upgraded dash too, which is an option as well. This has the factory tach, right, and these gauges. This is an SS dash, and they all came with this, but they didn't come with gauges. They came with idiot lights. And so this has the gauges and the SS dash there. It has the original AM radio in it. It's just a very authentic car, and authentically done is how you want to buy an investment grade car, not to mention having a 4-speed in there. All right, so as we close up this video, we're talking about authentic. So I run down the codes, like the correct code J50 and JL2 power disc brakes, N40 Fast-ratio power steering. All of these options are on that build sheet as well. They're coded out nicely. It's just, I don't know, it's just a really cool car. The fact that it was originally red with a white bucket seat interior makes for a great car. Throw in matching numbers engine, showing the matching numbers VIN on the transmission as well. Got the 12-bolt with the F41 suspension, and a great sound and a great feel, man. It is an awesome, awesome car. You got to find a way to get this car in your life. Call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about it. During the restoration process, it's kind of the way I would like to do it too, is I like to have the matching numbers engine, and I like to have just a little more power dialed in, right? Nobody's going to know what's really inside the engine ever. This has a little extra power under the hood, and there's nothing wrong with a little extra horses in your life. And so tell me what it sounds like to you when you hear this. Hit it.